Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each and every week to keep it tasteful, but discretion is advised.
Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week on the show, springtime can be the best time for anglers. Make that trophy time out on the Chesapeake. Our charters are booked, and we'll head out for the first of a few rock fishing adventures you won't want to miss. Then, they're sleek, and they slither, and he's out to find them. What's it all about? We're not the only ones getting an education on snakes. Plus, before the crowds and scorching heat, it's the natural way to get away right in our own backyards. Join us to find out why spring is so special on the shores of Assateague.
Right now on Outdoors Delmarva.
Watch them ducks. Okay, watch them ducks.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. And now, here's Mike Parker.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Mike Parker. We'll be checking in with my partner, Captain Willie Dykes, in just a few minutes. Well, here we go, everybody. It's the time of year that we wait for seems like forever, but finally, the opening weekend of the Maryland Trophy Rockfish season has arrived, and we find ourselves again in some familiar company. Caught a charter this morning aboard the charter boat Mary Ann, based out of Oxford, with our friend Captain Gary Bramble and the crew. And tell you what, we're doing a little bit of setup here, getting a dozen or so rods in the water. And it didn't take too long. We had a surprise hookup, actually. Take a look at this. Got the skunk off the boat pretty early with the arrival of what we hope is the first of many trophy rockfish out here on the Chesapeake Bay. Well, as they say, there's fishing and there's catching. So we did a little catching. Now we're back to fishing with a steady troll. We'll see what happens.
Well, Captain Gary, you gonna put us on the meat today? Hopefully we get lucky. No, everything's lucky.
If everything in fishing is in fact luck, then Captain Gary Bramble must keep horseshoes aboard his charter boat, the Mary Ann. Because even on rough seas, when just finding calm enough waters can distract from finding the fish, the fellas on board are still optimistic.
But he's coming up in here.
Having seen our show before, and seeing how Gary and his mate Ira seem to always find the day's limit, no matter what. But even though those fall stripers are pretty, the spring is about the trophy rock, 28 inches or bigger to keep. Taking your time for a few minutes to set up is crucial, including selecting the perfect bait.
It might be green and black. Watch that hand. I got it. Back right up there.
Finally, we're trolling. And a steady troll with a dozen or so rods spaced out on planer boards is the way to go, getting the baits away from the boat and covering the widest possible path. But before anyone, including me with the camera, realizes it, we've got one.
He was on there the whole time.
Just minutes in, this keeper now in the cooler is enough to get the adrenaline churning.
You guys should have hollered. I caught the first fish. We weren't in the water very long. Nice fish, keeper fish. We got the skunk out of the box! Skunk out of the box! Skunk out of the box! Got the skunk off the box.
But after our initial catch, the crew is realizing a slower pace that can often define the spring season, at least for a while. With Captain Gary trying to mark bait, it's looking bleak. Fortunately for us, the spring season is also known for fast action that can pick up quick. And when you get one big rock to bite, well, you gotta be itching ready for the next line too. Because when you pull one of these monsters on board, you know this is an eating machine, ready to bite at any second. For a first-person look, we fitted angler Chuck Coverdale with the headgear, a perfect view of this fierce fight.
I'm getting it.
And as we finally bring this beast on deck, it's been a perfect catch.
That's a big fish. I just got you steady on.
For the next 45 minutes, we'll stay on the fish. And one after one, we've got them hooked.
Come on, Mark, you got it.
Hooked, just like some first-time anglers aboard.
This is the first time for me. And it's pretty nice. He about kicked my butt. Took a long time to get him in.
but
Can you believe the size of the fish?
no.
As the fish continue to roll in, possibly the thrill of the day comes when one of the dummy lines rigged tight to the boat gets bit. And Jimmy Green steps in to pull her in by hand.
Got him, Jimmy. Don't let him get the best of you, big boy.
How's that feel, hand cranking?
Woo! Work! Something different. What's all day, boys?
It's one of the biggest fish of the entire day.
And one of the things a lot of people don't know is, well, we've been doing pretty good here today.
Yes, sir.
We brought in our limit, but you can thank some folks out here for helping you out. You guys tend to team up a little bit out here on the side of the Chesapeake, huh?
Yes, sir. We try to work together. Good friend over here, Frank Carver, loosened up charters, one of the best captains on the bay. We work together a lot, and it works out for the best for both of us. We kind of talk back and forth, and he kind of took me under his wing and taught me how to fish a little bit better than I do.
Who's that?
Back at the docks, a quick measure of these fish confirms what we'd suspected all along. 2 citation rockfish, both measuring over 40 inches. And in a season when fast action can quickly screech to a crawl,
I caught one fish right away, and then we had a little bit of a wait, and then it all broke loose at one time, and caught some big fish.
Yeah, they all perked up. Everybody's a little down in the dumps, and then all of a sudden the adrenaline started pumping, and everybody did their jobs, and it worked out fine.
we think this captain's super skill may have a hand in creating some of that so-called luck.
Get outdoors, Delmarva!
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, he's the guy who's trying to find what many others would rather avoid. Consider it an education on local snake species. But first, did you know? When not spawning in the Chesapeake Bay and its tributaries in the spring, most trophy-sized rockfish return to the ocean and can live pretty long lives. According to NOAA, about how old can a rockfish get? The answer when we come
I
back.
always say, get outdoors, Delmarva.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, Shorts Marine, Shooter's Choice, and Goody's Marine. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back.
What do you think of that, Mike Parker? How you like that fishing?
Did you know? According to NOAA, rockfish or striped bass have been known to live up to 30 years in the wild.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marine.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Captain Willie Dykes. I'm here at the Visitor Center at the Salisbury Zoo with this corn snake that looks like he's taking a nap. These reptiles are some of the most misunderstood fellow residents of the planet, but we recently met a man who's helping the children of Wicomico County understand these fascinating creatures. To the students at the Prince Street School, he's known as Ranger Bob.
What's he getting ready to do? Say it real loud.
Shed his skin. Shed his skin.
To the Outdoors Delmarva crew, he's known as...
See him bite me?
the Snake Buster.
Snake outside. Do not try to pick it up. Tell me you know what you're with.
But we wondered, where do these snakes come from? The Snake Buster is not only an educator, he gets his hands dirty too. So a few days before this presentation, Outdoors Delmarva turned its cameras on Pemberton Historical Park, a place of natural beauty, and for those willing to take a closer look, the home of all things slithery.
Now, the common northern water snake, that's the one I'm after, because I want to use him to use it as an educational tool, because everybody thinks that that's the water moccasin, but everybody confuses these two. Looks like them, acts like them, is aggressive, has the white tissue in the mouth, but is, you know, non-venomous. So, and maybe we'll see a rough green.
Ranger Bob's tools of the trade are rather simple.
I use my bare hands. I like to be able to get a hold of the snake and just a pillowcase. There's a snake's traveling bag.
And his mission is singular in vision.
I'm on a mission to teach people that snakes are not these horrible creatures that everybody thinks that they are.
It takes a keen eye to spot snakes, and before long...
Oh, here's one, right here. Right here. That piece of honeysuckle right there. Oh, what are you getting?
Catching snakes happens in the blink of an eye, and we almost missed this.
This is the guy I was telling you about. This is a rough green snake. This is a large adult. These guys are one step away from the endangered species list. Success.
With one in the bag, the search continues with a couple more near misses.
Missing. Had to be pretty good size. You could hear him for a while.
On this beautiful day, the abundance of wildlife in the park makes this a pleasant adventure.
That's last year's hatch.
Yeah, look at that.
He's soft. A lot of animals eat them now because they're so soft. Yeah, this is a newly hatched. His head's sticking up. Yeah, the grass and it's moving.
And bingo, just like that, we have our water snake.
He actually got me as I picked up on him right there. Real sharp teeth, 4 rows on the top, 2 rows on the bottom. But this is the guy that they think is the water moccasin because the markings here and on the back. Round pupil is non-poisonous. If it had a cat's eye, vertical slit, that's the only way to tell a lot of the poisonous snakes that we have.
This is a corn snake, or it's also known as a red rat snake. This one, you guys want to touch this one?
Yeah.
Back in the classroom, the kids are the big winners of the Snake Busters' hard work, and will leave the presentation hopefully more enlightened. And the next day, with this snake's duty now finished,
We're going to release these guys. They've served their purpose, so this guy's going back to the wild today.
it's homecoming time.
Common northern water snake.
All right, let's go get outdoors, Delmarva.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, before the crowds and before the summer heat, it may be the best time to enjoy this backyard treasure. We'll take a spring tour of Assateague Island.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Relaxing day on the beach for them, too.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Mike Parker.
Assateague Island. It's a name that's recognized across the country and really across the world, known as kind of a wild destination. Of course, famous for the pony population. So it always surprises me when I hear my neighbors here on Delmarva say things like, haven't been there in years, or nah, too many tourists. Well, if that's you, you might consider trying to rediscover these shores. And the springtime is the perfect time to do it.
Hey, Tom, good morning.
Yes, sir. And this gentleman's breaking you in?
Yeah.
When the idea came up to take a spring tour of Assateague Island National Seashore, Chief Ranger Ted Morlock said, come on down.
Yeah, that's it. It's the crowds aren't here yet, that's for sure. Our parking lots are lots of space in them, as you can see. We've got 2 cars and it looks like 2 horses. Well, right here is the entrance to the Aldersand Vehicle Zone. It's the off-road area. You need to purchase an annual permit. They start at $90, and they're good for a year from the date of purchase. And roughly, you can drive 12 miles of the beach. Enter here, and you have to have 5 pieces of required equipment. Air down your tires and have at it. But This is a brand new gate we just put up this year. It counts the number of folks that are out on the zone at any given time, and we have 145 maximum, but as you can see by the count, looks like we have 7 vehicles out there right now. I guess we'll be the 8th.
Cruising the sand at a top speed of 25 miles per hour is definitely enough to get you to the Maryland-Virginia line pretty quickly, though we suggest you take your time, as you never know what might steal your attention for a few minutes.
Relaxing day on the beach for them too. Yep, we're heading west now. We're crossing the island and headed towards the bay. It's a nice spot to launch a kayak from, or a lot of folks will go clamming from here. The water's shallow.
We often get viewer pictures from the many local photographers who come to Assateague in search of wildlife. And when we discovered that portions of the beach were being closed for the protection of nesting piping plovers, we also found one guy who'd spent the morning trying to capture some of these often polarizing shorebirds on camera. And we were lucky enough to happen upon a few ourselves. And as we arrive back on paved road, the warmth of this spring day has begun to draw a crowd out on the beach, but still one with plenty of elbow room to go around. And as we make our way back across the Verrazano Bridge, what a tourist might consider an adventure into the few remaining natural worlds, those of us who live here should consider just natural to pay a visit every once in a while. Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, the right vehicle should come with all the right gear, and we'll check out some options for the 2012 Subaru Forester.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, the thing we love about Subaru is there's plenty of room inside. Steve, you guys make it really easy to store stuff and lug it around on top of these vehicles too.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Mike Parker, back here again to spend some time with our friends at Gateway Subaru. Higher standards when it comes to buying that new vehicle. And we're here in springtime for a reason, because it's just a great time of year filled with new beginnings. Definitely a great time to come and check out some of the new models here at the Gateway Subaru showroom. Joining me right now, Steve Wergen. Steve, how you doing?
Good, Mike. Welcome to Gateway Subaru.
Thanks. We always love coming here and checking out what you've got to offer. And I'll tell you what, right here is really catching my eye. The 2012 Subaru Forester, pretty much one of those names that's been with Subaru a long time.
Yes, Mike, the Subaru Forester has been a staple in the Subaru family. Great looks, great features. What I love about it is it's got the SUV looks with a huge interior. Plenty of room for the whole family.
Really versatile, really comfortable too. Both you and I are kind of tall guys. You're even taller than me, and looks like you've got no problem.
You're right, Mike. There's plenty of space. There's plenty of room to go fishing with the guys, or even take the family out for an outdoor adventure.
Always got to keep those kiddos in mind. With these fold-down seats, it makes it really convenient and roomy to fit in all of that gear really easily. A couple of kayak paddles, maybe a cooler.
You're going to love it.
Well, the thing we love about Subaru is there's plenty of room inside. Steve, you guys make it really easy to store stuff and lug it around on top of these vehicles too.
Absolutely, Mike. With the options, you can pretty much do anything with your Subaru Forester. All-weather luggage carrier, kayak rack, bicycle rack. They're made by Subaru, so you know it's going to be that perfect fit.
All right, Steve, well, I can tell you're passionate about your product, and why not? These Subarus seem to get more impressive every time.
Mike, you're absolutely right. With our Subarus, we are lucky to deliver an outstanding experience for our customers, as well as symmetrical all-wheel drive. And here at Gateway Subaru, we deliver higher standards.
All right, thanks, Steve Wergen from Gateway Subaru.
You're welcome.
Thanks for showing us around. If you're looking for that perfect fit in a vehicle that's both affordable, reliable, and offers that symmetrical all-wheel drive, come and check out our friends here at Gateway Subaru this spring. Gateway Subaru, higher standards. and we'll be right back.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, a little rain wasn't enough to spoil the fun at Pork in the Park.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We'll check in with some friends of the show, plus your viewer pictures.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, Shorts Marine, Shooter's Choice, and Goody's Marine.
All right, Willie, time now again for one of our favorite parts of the show.
Right, Mike, let's take a look at some of the pictures and videos sent in by our own Outdoors Delmarva viewers.
Let's begin, though, with a little look back at an event we were happy to be a part of last weekend, Pork in the Park at Winter Place Park in Salisbury. The event was sponsored by our friends at Gateway Subaru and as always featured some of the best barbecue you'll find in the country with fierce competition between cooks. Even Sherman the Shorebird was on hand to say hi, eat some barbecue, check out our 2012 Outback. Congrats to everyone involved in making Pork in the Park a big success.
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
Barbecue!
On to the pictures now. Carly Gosnell from Salisbury went turkey hunting for the first time this past Youth Day, hunting with her dad Lee on Bill McCain's farm in Wicomico County. Jim Ruback from Sussex County found success while turkey hunting as well in Delaware spring season. This bird weighed in at 18.5 pounds with a nearly 10-inch beard and 1.25-inch spurs. Jody Parker from Felton also sent in a picture. His first long beard was one to remember, weighing in at 21.75 pounds with a 7.5-inch beard. And here's a few shots from the Outdoors Delmarva Facebook page. Samson Matthews from Church Creek did some opening day trophy rock fishing. Check out this 39-incher. This super striper weighed in at 35 pounds. Dave Stover from Dorchester County was pond fishing recently when he hooked up this 5.5-pound largemouth bass. Please keep them coming. Just email me at mparker@wboc.com. And make sure to like us on Facebook. And you can post those videos and pictures right to the Outdoors Delmarva Facebook page.
Until then, for Captain Willie Dykes, I'm Mike Parker reminding you to get outdoors, Delmarva.